Rashida Zuazat, Patrick Day, and Jeanette Zabata. All of these fighters I just named have died in the ring. May they rest in peace. But still, boxing feels the need to allow a cheater, a certified stamped official cheater, such as Oscar Valdez, to be allowed to fight without any suspension, without being stripped, after he failed both the A and the B sample for PEDs, banned substance. Like Gervonta Tank Davis said, I guess people forgot that this is the sport where people actually die in the ring. This is not a laughing matter. As Andre Ward came out giving his thoughts on the corruption in the sport of boxing by stating, quote, "Money over morals. This is how we get down in this sport. Weak move." Yeah, I said it. This is actually coming from a person that's covering the fight. So hopefully Andre Ward will actually say this on air, because us new media, we boycotting this fight. And we changing Oscar Valdez's middle name to a cheater. His full name is now officially Oscar Cheater Valdez. Also, Caleb Plant responded to Andre Ward by stating, "Damn shame. Some people want to be great so bad that they cheat. And then there's people who want to be great so bad that they don't. Doing that is in confidence, it's fear. And that's all facts." All of a sudden, we got chumps at home with their feet kicked up on their couch sipping a Modelo, who overnight know exactly what this drug and that drug do, but can't even pronounce the drug. Laughing emoji. That's the decafs he talking about. Yep, he talking about you, keyboard warrior. You're an idiot. Don't you know that only makes you less hungry? That's all the Canelo decafs right there. That's what you guys do all day, every day. Then Caleb Plant responded to Devin Haney going back and forth with Eddie Reynoso, Canelo Alvarez trainer. Devin said, "No juice, no trainer of the year." So Caleb Plant responded with, "Nah, Canelo team and Canelo deserve the B word of the year. All of them are suspect. The middle finger up. Everything out of that camp is intentional. They have the knowledge and the experience to know better, and the resources to have the best of the best in whatever they want. But tacos or beef or some tea is the reason nobody puts anything in my body without me getting it approved first by VADA, who's the strictest testing company. At this level and everything that's at stake, why would I let somebody else play with my name? Shake my damn head." So after everything a fighter works for and sacrifices, you're just going to let someone tell you to take something and you're just going to take it and not even be concerned that they may be flushing all you have accomplished down the drain? Because at the end of the day, has a name even been mentioned of who might have given him the herbal tea, ? Nope. The only name that came out is the one who took it. So why let someone put you in that position? And let's be clear here. Phentermine is a substance that you can't even get or purchase across the counter. You gotta have a prescription from a doctor in order to even touch this banned substance. So ain't nobody buying that lame excuse from a fake champion in Oscar Valdez. Caleb Plant also added, "If you really start asking yourself these questions and really start unpacking all this question by question, does it really add up? ? Does it really make sense? ? F no. This sport has no place for cheaters. So get this effing cheater the F out of the sport, or tell Oscar the Cheater Valdez to grow some cojones and get smashed by Shakur Stevenson, because that's all he is, an opponent to get smashed by Shakur, and we will never talk about this bum cheater again, who has no guts or cojones, more importantly, or any honor." Caleb Plant added, "Get the F out of here. People don't take this stuff out of confidence. They take it out of fear. They don't want to let their nuts hang, so they take shit that make them shrink. That's why I always say, fighters that cheat, they do not have any cojones. That's why they cheat to begin with. I said what I said and I stand by it. So F whoever don't like it. The people in the sport knows what's up. And the ones who don't speak up are the same ones who cheat just like them. Wow, Caleb Plant is going in on some Lil Wayne. I mean, he is not playing. Yep, couldn't even drop an old washed up Angulo at 154. That's a great point, appreciate that. You mean to tell me you have made over 100 million and live in San Diego, but you ate some tacos or a steak at some random ass taco stand in Mexico or some random ass steak, and just doing that once made your levels that high? Question mark. Caleb Plant is hitting you decafs with the absolute truth. Then Caleb Plant responded to an emotional Canelo Alvarez fangirl, Lalo Boxing, who's defending the cheaters by attacking Victor Conte. Now that's so idiotic because first of all, Victor Conte already served for his crimes. Second of all, Victor Conte turned his bad to good. He's now part of what's helping the sport grow. You can't judge a person based upon who he was before he went to prison. Because if that's the case, Malcolm X, instead of being known as a national hero, he would be known as a criminal instead if we judging Malcolm X based upon the person of who he was before he went to jail instead of the person that came out of prison and became the hero he turned out to be. The same thing applies to Victor Conte. But I'll let Caleb Plant respond. So a guy who already been to prison for something is going to risk it again and sell/give products that are illegal to more athletes? Question mark. Laugh my ass off. Your fingers are attached to your brain. Are they, jackass? And once upon a time, Nipsey Hussle was nothing but a crip and a felon, but he turned his life around and decided he'd rather use his powers for good and make a positive impact with the mistakes he had made in the past to educate and help the ones around him. Again, Malcolm X is also another perfect example. It's almost frowned upon to even speak up on this stuff in boxing, but I don't give a F. There's a whole other world out there when it comes to banned substance that people in the fight game don't want to speak about, but I could care less. There's no room in it. As a matter of fact, don't take my word for it. Just watch this whole video. What Robert Garcia think about Canelo testing positive for Combuterol.
About what, Canelo?
About the Canelo. Yeah, watch. I'll show it to you. It's everywhere.
But it's the meat.
Breaking news.
That's what every Mexican that comes out positive, it's the meat.
Really? No. So this has been used before. The meat.
It's already been. That's the excuse for every Mexican that tests positive. It was because of the meat, the beef. Isn't like if you eat like those guys, you know, they're especially Canelo,
I'll go over here. Sorry.
multi-millionaire. He's not gonna be just eating meat out of a carnicería del mercado. I'm sure he's gonna get like what kind of meat do you eat?
Organic.
Like organic shit and all that, right? Like a cow that was raised, you know, the right way, not from a mercado, but.
Then Caleb Plant responded back to the racist, biased boxing page Lalo Boxing. Caleb Plant responded with, "Yet you here defending cheaters, so you can speculate all you want, but the facts are in stone. The facts are that 3 of Eddie Reynoso fighters have tested positive. Not 1, not 2, but 3, back-to-back each year. First, it was Canelo, then Martinez, then Oscar Valdez. Why you think Devin Haney said Canelo Alvarez whole camp is on that shit?" Caleb Plant added, "So I say that to say, just be careful, because if you keep sucking their D like this, then you might test positive too." Again, ain't it ironic that the last time Canelo Alvarez fought on Mexican Independence Day was more than 3 years ago, where Canelo failed for taking steroids? Canelo have purposefully missed fighting on that date, even though he claimed he was gonna fight on that date for the past 3 years, all to avoid random style drug testing to the last minute possible, to whenever his body is cleansed from whatever he's taking. In other words, he's cycling off. For the people that don't know, when Canelo Alvarez failed 2 drug tests for steroids leading up to the Gennady Golovkin rematch, it was due to a miscalculation on his behalf. Canelo was under the impression if he was in Mexico, Vada wasn't going to come to knock on his door, since usually he only gets tested when he comes to the States. However, Gennady Golovkin was highly suspicious of Canelo, so he informed Vada to do so, and that's when Canelo got busted, on day 1 when Vada knocked on his door. And just to debunk the desperate excuse by Canelo, such as contaminated meat, he ate contaminated meat in Mexico from a taco truck, then if that's the case, Canelo should have failed a drug test for every time he ate contaminated meat from Mexico. Every time he ate a contaminated taco, then guess what? He should have failed for a drug test every single time. I know Canelo didn't start eating contaminated tacos leading up to the Gennady Golovkin fight. Either you eat contaminated meat or you don't. Plus, it's 100% Canelo cheated, because even if you eat contaminated meat, there's another substance of steroid that's found in the contaminated meat that wasn't found when Canelo failed for the drug test, which proved Canelo straight up took steroids. You know what they say. Once a cheater, you will always be a cheater. Furthermore, boxing is in a very bad shape. The whole purpose of VADA testing, random drug testing, is to catch these cheaters, such as Oscar Valdez, and prevent them from fighting while having PEDs in their system. I mean, boxing is already dangerous enough. People already die in the ring, uneven playing field. However, boxing have taken it a step further. They did not suspend Oscar Valdez. They did not strip him of his belt, of his honor. Instead, they allowing him to fight. Therefore, what is the purpose of drug testing? What is the purpose of VADA testing if fight is going to get busted for cheating and be allowed to fight without any consequences? What do you guys think that's going to encourage in the future? That's only going to open more doors and encourage more athletes to cheat because there's no consequences. Cheaters should be kicked out of the sport completely, let alone not get suspended or stripped and be allowed to fight. Boxing always finds a way to kick itself in the leg anytime it has something good going. Nevertheless, us new media, we would be boycotting this fight as any real boxing media would, and we would not be recognizing Oscar Valdez as a champion, only as a cheater, till he grow enough cojones with his cheating self and fight Shakur Stevenson to get smashed on. So to the real boxing fans, don't support this cheater until boxing does the right thing. And shout out to Kayla Plant for going in, telling the whole absolute truth. Shout out to every single fighter that spoke on this subject, from Jamel Herring, Javante, Devin Haney, Andre Ward, and of course, Kayla Plant. I commend everyone that have enough courage to speak the truth. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.
He couldn't even stop Chavez Jr. So to me, now, there are some questions to me. All of a sudden, he's Superman. I mean, he got caught with steroids. Now, you know, he's cut, and he does look strong. All the fighters there in that stable look like monsters now, you know? Look at Oscar Valdez, man. He looks strong, man. He looked really like an animal. I was impressed. But something's happening there, you know? I don't know.
He did fail 2 drug tests in the past, so you never know. And the WBC they increased the computer roll limit. So
let me go back to what I was saying. He generates a lot of money, right? So a little slap, you know? Don't do it again. I mean, with steroids or without steroids, I think David's going to give the fans a good fight, and he is going to have problems. I'm not saying that we're going to beat him. We're going to try to beat him. I got to give him my respects to you. He's strong. He's very disciplined, but at the same time, with steroids or without steroids, we are going to give the people a good fight.